Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance Hacking to Use UV eproms by Jesus Jimenez, electromechanical engineer. I'm going to show you now what I've done with these two Game Boys. This is a Game Boy Color that I bought at a local flea market, and this one here is a Game Boy Advanced. Both of them are hacked to use eproms, and the purpose of this is that I don't have cartridges for these two, and I'm not really a gamer, but back in my early days I used to play a lot of Atari 2600, and I cherished all those games like Space Invaders. That was my favorite. And well, I found this on the network, on the web. It's how the Game Boy actually works. It's a Zilog 8 CPU. Basically, all the functions are there. So all you have to do is just install an EPROM, wire the address lines and the data lines and the chip enable, output enable to it, and that's all. And this is the memory map, and these are the data sheets for the EPROMs that I salvaged from discarded electronic circuit boards. These are the 256 kilobits and 1512 kilobits, and this is basically how the Game Boy operational codes and memory registers do. This can be obtained from the web. This resource is very helpful because it helps you to understand how the Game Boy is looking up at the program loaded into the EPROM and all that. One thing worth mentioning is that Game Boy cartridges come different sizes. The smallest being 32 kilobyte, which are games like Tetris and Pitman and Alway, Boxel, those small games. The bigger games like Super Mario World and all those use more memory. But I have these EPROMs that I removed from old computer and microcontroller circuit boards. So these come with information on them. So what you do with them is first you need to erase them. So that's what I built. This is an UV EPROM eraser. And what this does, it basically I bought a germicidal UV lamp, which is a clear lamp, and use one of those energy efficient fluorescent tube circuits to energize the UV lamp. Put it inside a plastic tube, and this here is a piece of cardboard where on which I mount the EPROMs. Just mount them on it, just to hold them in place. So the quartz window can be exposed to intense UV radiation. Normally half an hour is all that it takes, 30 minutes, and the information on the wafer is erased, set to all ones. So turn it on, but be careful because this is unfiltered UV. So just leave them for 30 minutes and you'll be done with it. After 30 minutes you can take them off, like this one here. I bought this. It's a universal programmer. It's used for programming different types of memory devices, EPROMs, CMOS, whatever, flash memory types and all that. So just switch it on and put the IC in it, and it disconnects to a parallel port. This program, I have it for a long time. It runs on Windows 95, but I'm running here Windows XP, so it still works with Windows XP on it. So I just click on the application here, Super Pro Z. And first thing you need to do is you need to select the IC, because it doesn't recognize it itself. You need to select the IC either by the manufacturer and the model. This is ST manufacturer, and the type is 27256. It's a 32 kilobyte EPROM. So once you select it, you just click OK, and sorry, I'm trying to use my other hand. You select OK, and then you can do is you can read it out, see what's in it. Like if you want to clone an IC, it's reading the contents of the EPROM right now. And if you want to see what's in it, you're gonna go into edit here on top, and just get edit here, and it shows you the memory dump from the IC, which is all ones, FFF. Every memory location it's set to FF, which is all bits high. Now if you want to do a blank check, it's pretty much the same thing, but it checks it all automatically for you. It tells you if the EPROM is blank, is ready for programming. Once you get your EPROM blank and ready for program, what you gotta do is you gotta select a file. Now I got these files from the net. You have several Game Boy emulators that actually run on Java and others. I've seen them running on Visual Basic. What they do is just emulate the Game Boy 8-bit microprocessor. What they actually do is they dump a cartridge into a file, an hexadecimal file, a binary file, and I looked for files that were smaller, like 32 kilobytes. So I have all these small games, and turn this off. I don't need it. I want to show you how to erase EPROMs. And there are cool sites like CoolROM here, where you can get all the ROMs for your games. And I've got several of them. I got Kiro. This is about a parrot that has to go across over a tower, asteroids. You cannot go on without Tetris. It's the basic hallway. It's a good one. I like it too. Quick. It's also nice, and one of my favorites, Voxel. It's just they're mind challenging games. Basically, I'm not a gamer. I'm just more into electronic and doing stuff like this. I don't play a lot, but I got excited about doing this. I had these Game Boys, and I wanted to do something with them. I wanted to make like an oscilloscope with them, or control stuff with them. But the first thing I tried to do is load some games in it. So there's here the Space Invaders, one of my favorite games, running on a Game Boy Advance. And I had to do is had to remove the cartridge connector and wire all the pins to an external proto board, on which I mounted a circuit socket, and the EPROM can be removed from it. So it's kind of convenient for me, because if I want to change Space Invaders, it's hard Space Invaders is hard. Now try to play with just one hand. It's hard. I barely make it to one level. I suck at games, really. I suck. But at least I got to play a little bit. This here, I'm running Pitman, which is my daughter's favorite on the Game Boy, because the characters are kind of cute. It's like there are two characters. One is a boy, another is a girl. They have like um, fox ears on them, and they're supposed to. It's a mind challenging game because you have to find out how to move around and move blocks into pits and then go up ladders and beat the bad guys. You have to go up the ladder and push on these concrete blocks. Um, so you cannot jump. You can only walk and go up and down. So it's a mind challenging game. It's kind of cute. It's kind of nice. I like it. And this is exactly the right size of games that fit into these, because if you want to play bigger games, you need something called a memory bank controller, which actually switches memory banks. So if you want to install bigger games like Castlevania or Mario World, stuff like that, Tetris is a small game, really. But if you wanna run bigger games, you need something called memory bank controller, which the Game Boy addresses, puts a value in it, and select the different type of memory bank. Memory bank controller is a chip made by Game Boy, by Nintendo. I'm sorry, Nintendo makes that IC. So, but you can probably make one using a PAL or some kind of hard glue logic. But I really will have to wait on that because I'm not really a gamer. Just wanted to do something with these two Game Boys, and it was a success to me. I think it's a good thing because these Game Boys were just lying around, doing nothing with them. I put the batteries on them, rechargeable batteries, and I got to play Tetris and all those fun games. So I'm more of a retro guy. I like to play with the stuff that I used to enjoy when I was younger. I don't like the modern consoles and all that. I think they're very confusing to me. I like the old simple games like Tetris. They're more mind challenging. You don't have to beat up guys. You just have to, think the best solution. And this is it. All the games, free ROMs from the net, and you need a little hardware for this, but it's fun. As always, thanks for watching.